Hey my friend, are you looking for the perfect tool to build and create online forms? Well, in this video, we are gonna compare Google Forms and Typeform, so you can know at the end which one is the best for you or your business. Let's find out. Hi, I'm Caio Calderari from AutomationHelpers.com. We help companies like yours get automated and grow by using industry-leading tools to build portals, apps, integrations, and much more. Subscribe to the channel if you want to leverage tech to help your business grow. Now let's start this comparison. Google Forms or Typeform? Which one at the end will be the best solution for you? Let's find out. Google Forms is one of the most popular tools to build forms online. I don't need to introduce this to a lot of people, but it's a web-based form builder built by Google. It's perfect for creating surveys, for creating quizzes, and also feedback forms, and a lot more than that. It's very simple to use, it's free and ideal for individuals, entrepreneurs, small business owners, and really anyone using Google services or anyone that has a Google account or is using Google Workspace. Now, Typeform is a little bit of a more interactive form builder with a very nice experience and good design. It's great for marketing teams. It's great for HR, sales teams who want to create visually appealing forms. You can use it to not only create simple forms like Google Forms can do, but also create more sophisticated and beautiful types of forms with a great user experience. You can use it for lead generation and qualification. You can use it to collect customer feedback, do user research, for event registrations, and really much more. The possibilities are almost endless. But the question is, which one is the best for you? Well, let's dive deeper so you can define that. Let's start with the first category, which is pricing. It's going to be free for you to use Google Forms. On the free personal plan, you not only get access to Google Forms, but also the entire Google Workspace suite. So you have access to docs, sheets, slides, forms, and all the Google services. You also get access to Google Drive's cloud storage, so you have 15 gigabytes per user. You also get your Gmail account, access to Google Meets, and other services as well. In terms of support, on the free plan, you get access to community forums, and it's totally online self-service. Now, if you plan to use Google Forms and you already have Google Workspace, or if you have a small business or a small team and you want to have the entire business using the Google Workspace and also using Google Forms, pay attention to this because it's not going to be completely free. You will have to sign up for a Google Workspace plan. It will cost you $12 per month per user, and you have to commit to 1 year at least and sign up for an annual plan. And of course, you're not only paying for the Google Forms itself, but you're going to get access to Google Docs, Sheets, Slides, Google Keep, Google Sites, Google Drive, Gmail, and all the other services they provide. But yeah, you might be thinking, well, Google Forms is completely free, but if you are a small business and if you do end up using all the services, the Google Workspace setup, and you wanna have multiple users, just have this price in mind. Of course, once you pay for the service, you also get more cloud storage, so you get 2 terabytes per user. You also get other benefits like shared drives for your team, so you can collaborate and share files across your entire company. You also get the Gmail email addresses that you can customize and add your custom domain. And you get more participants on a call for Google Meets. You also get access to 24/7 online support, apart from the community forums as well, which is also available on the free plan. So maybe it's worth the investment because you're not only getting access to Google Forms, but also the entire Google Workspace suite as well for your entire team and your entire company. Just have in mind that upgrading to the business plan doesn't add extra features or functionality to the Google Forms itself, so it's going to be the exact same Google Forms on the free plan. You only get a few extra things on your Google plan as a whole. There are other plans available, so if you want to check more about what Google offers in terms of plans and options and tools, you can click here to see more. Now, if you don't want to pay the annual price, you can choose to pay monthly, and it's going to be around $14 per user per month. When we talk about Typeform, there are a lot of different plans we can choose. Of course, we can start with the free plan, which is going to give us a little bit of an experience and allow us to test the tool until we decide to upgrade. But the free plan is really for you just to get familiar with the tool, and just in case you have a very small business or if you're using it just for yourself, because it will only allow you to get 10 responses per month on a specific form you create. You can create as many forms as you want on the free plan, but with just 10 responses, I don't think it's going to be very usable, because of course you want people to use your form. So only 10 responses per month won't give you a lot of freedom to actually use the forms you create. Now, you also can use some AI built-in features just to give it a try. And honestly, the free plan is going to be very limited. So you won't be able to export data. It's very limited in terms of the customization. The basic plan will give you 1 seat and 100 responses per month, which is okay if you are running a small business, if you are an individual or solopreneur building a startup, or just getting started. You also have the ability to accept payments, upload files on the basic plan, and you also get a little bit more customization. You will be able to add your own brand logo. You can customize the form a little bit more, but you won't get access to the premium themes, and you won't be able to remove Typeform's branding from your forms. If you want to remove Typeform's branding entirely and even create a brand kit and create different custom links for your form, you would have to upgrade to the Plus plan or beyond, which is going to cost you $50 per month. If you want to create forms with multiple languages, then you will have to upgrade to the business plan. That's going to also provide you with the previous features plus the multi-language feature. And there are a few options here for you if you work specifically as a marketer. It will allow you to add video questions, prevent spam submissions with reCAPTCHA, and even prevent duplicate responses. There are 2 plans here available for marketers, the Growth Essentials and the Growth Pro, starting at $166 and $291. And they give us specific features like I've mentioned, the video questions and answers, the reCAPTCHA, spam prevention, and also lead enrichment for 300 responses a month on the Growth Essentials and 1,500 enriched responses on the Growth Pro. It also gives us automated lead scoring, advanced segmentation, and also specific integrations with tools like HubSpot and Calendly on the Growth Essentials plan, and even Salesforce on the Growth Pro. Of course, you can also customize your plan, and here on the side, you can preview how much it will cost based on the responses you're aiming to receive each month. Of course, that once you upgrade to the bigger plans, you will unlock a lot of features. You will be able to customize your form links, be able to add your custom domain. You will be able to add your own custom brand and remove all the Typeform logos from your forms. And not only that, but we'll be able to access different types of integrations. So as you can see here, there are a few items that will only be available for you, like Salesforce, Google Analytics, Google Tag Manager, and the Meta Pixel on the business plan or on the marketer's plan that I showed you before. The bigger the plan, the more files you can receive if you have a file uploader. On the basic plan, you get 1 gigabyte, on the Plus plan, 2 gigabytes, and on the business plan, 4 gigabytes. If you're planning to accept payments as well, which is something that Typeform offers, you can start with the basic plan to get access to this feature. Of course, if you need more resources, you can always go to a bigger plan. So if you're a big company, you may want to check the enterprise plan, which is only going to be available for you if you contact sales. As we can see, there is a huge difference between Typeform and Google Forms in terms of pricing, but there is a lot more to compare, so let's keep diving deeper. By the way, if you need help with a project or if you have any questions, we are here to assist. Visit our website at automationhelpers.com. We are offering free 30-minute consultation calls with our experts. Visit the link down below and make sure to book your call today. Now let's talk about design and customization. And there is a screaming difference between what you can do and customize in terms of design on Google Forms and Typeforms. This is how Google Forms looks like. It's very simple, straightforward. The design is great, but it doesn't allow you to fully customize how it will look like. Basically, Google Forms will always look like Google Forms. So if you're familiar with it, or if someone sends you a Google form, you will quickly notice it's created using Google Forms. There is no way to avoid that. On the other hand, it's very easy to use and very straightforward, so you don't have to spend a lot of time customizing it. So the options you have here are basically to customize the fonts. For the header, for the questions, you can choose a couple options from Google Fonts here. You can decide the size, make it smaller or bigger. You can upload a new image on the header here. They provide you a couple illustrations that you can pick from. You can also upload your own picture or even search for photos you might have on your Google Drive account. It will also give you the option to choose from a few colors. So if you pick a different color, the entire Google Forms will change, and you can also customize the background as well. That's it. That's all you have to do to customize your Google Forms. If you're wondering if there is any way to change the HTML or CSS using code, the answer is no. Of course, you can embed this form on a given page and customize the surroundings of the form, but you cannot inject code and change the form itself. The way Google Forms works is simply by adding questions on top of each other, selecting the type of field you want to use for a specific question, and if you want to change how the respondent will visualize the questions, you can add sections as well. This will break the flow of your form into multiple sections, allowing you to group different questions in each specific section. Your forms will be ready to be used on desktop devices, tablets, and mobile devices as well, so you don't have to worry about configuring anything extra. It will work automatically out of the box. Now let's take a look at Typeform. Typeform will provide you with a lot of flexibility in terms of design. It will also give you access to extra theme options and extra templates as well if you are on specific page plans. The whole idea while you're using Typeform comes from the idea of building conversational forms, because once people start answering your Typeform, they will be prompted with one question at a time. This is one of the reasons Typeform became so popular, because this experience is way better than asking all the questions at once. Once you click here on the Design tab, you will see some options to choose from. You can create your own themes. You can pick some brand themes that you can manage if you are on a page plan. And you also have access to a gallery with a lot of pre-made themes that you can choose from. So with just a single click, you can change your entire forms to a whole different design, and all the pages you have will change automatically. You can also click here to edit a specific theme. You can add your logo, pick one of the existing fonts. There are some page plans that will also allow you to upload a custom font if you want to. Here you can change colors for all the titles and questions and change all the styling in a global way. This makes everything faster and it will save you a bunch of time. You can change all the options here in terms of the positioning of the copy. You can change the positions of your questions. You can change the button colors, the radios, and even add a custom background. That could be a color or it could also be an image. You can upload your own image, or you can pick some of the existing images they provide here, or even specific items as well. You can also reduce or increase brightness for your picture in case you need more contrast. That's pretty nice. Once you're done, just save the changes. And if you want to customize something specific to a specific page, you can always come here to the sides and access more options available. The way Typeform works is a little bit different than Google Forms. As we can see, if we want to, we can have a start page. This page can hold a title, images, background images, and it can work as a welcome page so the person can know what's going on before they actually start filling out your form. This is optional, by the way. But if you decide to use a welcome page, there are a couple options you can choose here on the side. So you can change how your layout will look like. You can also add ending pages and even create more than one ending page, meaning depending on how a person replied your form, they can be directed to a specific page or another. That gives you a lot of flexibility to build even more powerful and customizable forms. As we've seen before, Google Forms has all the questions in one single page, and you can break it down into sections. In Typeform, you have every question in one specific page, and you cannot add a lot of different fields on the same page unless you're collecting user information, because the only field that will allow you to collect more information is the contact info field that allows you to ask extra information if you want to. Other than this contact info field, all the other fields will be one question at a time. So just have that in mind. If you're building a big form, maybe Typeform will not be the best option for you, because you don't want to have 100 pages for a person to answer, right? That will take a lot of time. While building your form, you can also visualize how it will look on a mobile device or on a desktop device, and you can click here to preview how it's gonna look like when you actually use it. And that's really helpful because you can fully check if your forms are good to go before you actually send this to someone. So if you are wondering, can I use the free plan and hack the tool using HTML and CSS? The answer is also no, because it's similar to Google Forms. You cannot use custom code to change the design or how the form works. You can, of course, embed this form on a specific given page and customize the surroundings of the form embed, which leads us to the next comparison, which is embedding options. To embed a Google form is very simple. You click here on the send button and it will show you a couple options. The first option is to send to a specific person using email. So you can add the user email address here, configure the subject and the message, and you can also include the form on the email. You can also choose this option here to copy the form link. And if you need a shorter URL, they make it very easy for you to do so. You just click here and you will get a shorter version of this URL. You can also share this form on Facebook or Twitter by clicking on these two buttons. And you can also get the embed HTML to paste it on a specific web page. You can configure the size and height of this element. Click here to copy the iframe code and paste it on your website. Now let's check Typeform. Once you finish building your form, just click here to publish it, and you'll be able to copy the link to share with anyone. But if you also come here to this tab called Share, you will see a couple extra options. Again, here you can copy the link. You can also embed this form on a specific email. So you can click here and embed this code to any email so people can click on the email and they will go to the form to reply it, which is really interesting. You can also embed this on a web page, and here on the side, it will show you a couple different options. You can choose the standard option, the full page, the pop-up option that will give you a button, and once you click that button, the form will pop up. And here you can play with the options to visualize how it will look like and work. So you have a nice preview here to test and play with all the options and decide which option you want to use. You also have the option to customize the button text here and also the button color, making it even nicer and customizable in case you want to add this form to a specific page you have and you want to match the style with that specific page design. You can also preview how it will look like on a mobile device, which is really interesting as well. And you can even play with the form and see how it will work. If you go back here to the Share Link tab, here you can also customize the preview once you share this link on specific social networks. So you can add a custom thumbnail on a page plan, and you can also change the title or description. So you can take this even further and customize how people will visualize your link on social networks. That's really awesome. On premium plans, you can also customize the link. You can add your custom domain to the form link. You also have this option here to share this form link via email or even generate a QR code. That's really helpful. Since we are talking about design and customization, of course, we need to talk about templates, which is our next category. So let's take a look at the templates available for Google Forms. Google Forms will not offer you a lot of different templates. They just have a couple ones here, around 20 templates in total. And it could be helpful for you to get an idea and get started so you don't have to build everything from scratch. They have some templates for work-related things like event feedback, order form, job application. They have one for customer feedback, some forms for personal use cases like to ask for contact information, to book a time, RSVP, and some for education as well. But that's really it. And again, the templates look very similar. What's going to change here are the colors, the banners, and a couple fields pre-configured for that specific use case. Now, Typeform offers a lot of templates for you. They even have templates organized by roles. So they have templates for marketing teams, for product, for sales, customer success, human resources, and they even have some templates for specific goals. So if you're looking to get a template to generate leads, for instance, for your business, they will have some here with great design. You can also preview this template and even play with the template and see how it looks like so you can get an idea of how they are building their own templates and how you could build yours. But if you find one that is perfect for the specific use case you have, then you can just come here, click to use this template, and it will be copied to your account. Of course, pay attention to the fact that some of these templates are going to have some premium features built in. So it will require you to upgrade to a paid plan if you actually want to publish the template. In total, they say they have more than 3,000 different templates for you to choose from. So if you really are into templates and if you want to save time while building your next form, I recommend you come to this page and give it a try. Moving on to the next section, we are going to talk about automations and integrations. And that's, of course, one of the parts we like the most. So let's talk a little bit about Google Forms. Google Forms will not give you a lot of flexibility in terms of automation and integrations. In terms of integrations, you can integrate Google Forms with the other Google Workspace tools and apps like Google Sheets, Google Drive. If you want to write code to build something a little bit more out of the box and customized, you can use Google App Scripts and create your functions here. And on the Google Workspace Marketplace, you may find some existing plugins and add-ons that you can add on top of your Google Forms. If you choose to use external third-party tools like Make, Zapier, or other automation tools, there will be an extra cost for you. Another option you can use here is to pre-fill your forms. If you want to send this form to someone else with some pre-filled values on the specific fields you have on your form, you can come here and you can click on this option here to pre-fill your form. So once you select all the answers, you can click to get the link and you will get this form pre-filled with all the answers you provided here. And this way the person doesn't have to answer all the questions, they just have to submit this form. So that's how you would pre-fill this form. But that's the only option you have. If you need something a little bit more different, then sorry, my friend, Google Forms not the option to go. And once we talk about forms in general, we also know that there are some things we might expect in terms of features. Things like hidden fields are not available here on Google Forms. Variables are not available as well, so we cannot set specific variables on specific variables to add on specific titles or fields to populate information as we are answering this form. This is not available here on Google Forms. And we also don't have calculations as well, meaning we cannot calculate values and show specific results as the person is answering specific fields or specific questions. What we do have here on Google Forms is a very simple form of conditionals. So you could create specific sections here inside Google Form. And then here you could choose this option, go to a section based on the answer. And then if it's this option here, they will go to the section 1. And then if it's this other option here, they will go to the section 3, or they can even go and submit the form. And here as well, you can choose what happens after they finish replying all the questions on a given section. But that's it, very simple and very basic and straightforward. Now, when we talk about Typeform, there are a lot of pre-built integrations available for you. That, of course, depends on the type of plan you choose. But if you are on paid premium plans, you will get access to specific tools and integrations out of the box. So you don't have to use Zapier or Make or other third-party services to build integrations with Typeform and other services like Notion, Slack, MailChimp, and others. But, of course, if you want to use Zapier or Make, you can also do that and even access other types of services and tools that may not be available here under the integrations that are available by default. So Typeform will give you a lot of flexibility in terms of integrations. You can find specific integrations for your specific use case. Let's say you have a website, you want to integrate this form with Webflow. If you want to send information from a specific form to your HubSpot account, you can do that and connect this form to more than 7,000 different types of applications and even build more complex types of automations with these tools. Typeform also offers a logic tab. Here we can build conditional logic and even bring information from external sources via UTM. So let's say we are bringing this lead from a website and we are passing information from that website or from another service via URL. We can track the UTMs for source, medium, campaign, the term, the content, and we can get a lot of other information like the name, email, phone number, user ID, product ID, and many more. If you want to go even further, of course, you can customize the URL parameters you're going to pass through the URL, so you can create custom ones, and you can continue building your forms with logic. So for instance, if a person is answering a specific question, you can say, based on that answer, I want you to bring this person to this other step. And here you can build all the formulas. You can say this answer is A or B or C, then do this. You can also use specific values. So we have variables, we have calculations, and we also can use the hidden fields with the values that we've collected from the URL like I've shown before. So here you have a lot of flexibility in terms of what you can do. So let's say if you want to show a different end message based on what the person answered throughout the entire form, you can create extra end screens, and on the logic part, you can connect this to that specific end screen. And then you can create the entire logic to make that work. We also have some extra features here. Under logic, we can add scores. So let's say a person is answering this form and you want to create a quiz. You can assign a specific value to a specific choice. And based on all the answers here, we will have a final score that we can show on the screen using variables. So we can do calculations as well. We can store information with specific variables. And we can use this even to, let's say, create a quote form where we are going to pass information about how much that specific service will cost. If we click here, we can access the variables, and we have some default variables, like, for instance, the price, that can start with a value of 0, or you could add a specific amount here. And every time we use this price here, we can add extra values and perform calculations with these variables. We can also use these variables across our forms, showing this information on specific steps of our form. And if we want to, we can also add custom variables with specific names and values as well. Of course, Typeform also offers webhooks and API integrations, which is great to build more custom and complex types of automations. We also have this new feature that will allow us to define what's going to happen after the person has finished filling out the form? Here we can click and create a trigger event similar to tools like Zapier, Make, and we can add specific triggers, for instance, when there is a full response, or we can even add conditions to trigger this. For all the responses when there is a full response, or we can create conditionals for specific types of responses, or even for specific types of endings. Once we select this option, we can save this trigger, and here on the action, we can select what will happen once the trigger is activated. So we can send specific emails to who responded this form, or we can receive email notifications or send email notifications to other people as well. We can deliver a webhook and connect this to other services, or we can even notify someone using Slack, which can be very helpful in some specific situations. Hey, my friend, are you enjoying this comparison video so far? If so, click the like button down below and also subscribe to the channel for more content like this. In terms of notifications, both Google Forms and Typeform will allow you to send email notifications to yourself to know when someone filled out a form. For Google Forms, you can send information to a Google Sheets as well. You can use app scripts if you want something a little bit more custom, or you can use Zapier or Make to create custom notifications. On Typeform, if you want to go further and change how the notifications work or send more notifications to other people, it's going to be through the automations I've just showed you before, and these features will be available on the premium plans. In terms of AI, Google Forms doesn't offer any AI features available at the moment, while Typeform does offer you an AI that can help you do a lot of things. This AI can help you build your forms from scratch. You can give some information about what types of forms you want to build, and the AI will create all the questions for you, and it can even add some example data that sometimes is very accurate. So it can help you save a bunch of time while creating forms. It can also help you customize your form design to match your specific brand style, and it can also write copy for you in case you don't know how to answer a specific question, or if you have one specific question and you want the help of AI to improve that specific question you have initially. So once you click to create a new form, you will see this option here to create with AI, and then you can go step by step describing your form or even using some suggestions. And once you go to this process, you just keep answering the questions, and at the end, you will get a fully functional form ready for you to use and start customizing. In terms of payments, Google Forms will not allow you to collect payments while you're using it. So if you want to actually build a form that will allow you to collect payments, you will need to find another option. Typeform offers you a couple options to collect payments inside your forms. You can quickly connect it to Stripe or Square to collect payments, which is very helpful. You can fully customize how the payment section will look like. In terms of security, of course, Google Forms is very secure and reliable because it's built by Google. They have all these badges, they are SOC compliant. They also mention they are HIPAA compliant, but I would be careful about it because to be actually truly HIPAA compliant, you have to take some precautions. So yes, it is going to allow you to build HIPAA compliant forms if you work on the healthcare industry, but it's not going to be completely HIPAA compliant out of the box, okay? They have encryption. It's also GDPR compliant, so you can rest assured it will be a good alternative for you to use and very secure and reliable as well. Typeform is also GDPR compliant in all the plans, and if you need to build a HIPAA compliant type of form, it's available on the enterprise plan. Now let's talk about data visualization so you can actually visualize who is answering your forms, submitting information. How does that look like in Google Forms? In Google Forms, to visualize the responses you've got on your form, you can click here on the Responses tab, and it's going to be very simple and straightforward. You're going to see the total amount of responses you've collected with your form, and here you will have a couple items. The summary view will show you graphs with the results of each individual question you have on your form. You can copy the chart and paste it somewhere else and visualize the information in different ways. The charts here are going to be automatically set up and displayed, and you cannot customize how it looks like. You can also check information about each individual question. So if you click on a specific question, you can see the responses one by one, and it will bring you to the individual tab where you can check all the answers applied for each one of the responses. You can also print the responses, delete responses, and if you need to stop receiving new answers, you can click here to close the form and no one is going to be able to reply to this form. You can also customize a message here to let people know this form is now closed. You can also choose to link records to a Google Sheets. It can create a new one or you can select an existing one, and this information will be available inside a Google Sheets, so you can manage that data in another way. If you click here on the three dots icon, you can also download all the responses on a CSV file. Another tip for you while you're using Google Forms is to use other tools like Data Studio if you want to build more custom dashboards using the data collected on your form that is placed on a Google spreadsheet. Now let's take a look at Typeform. Typeform has a little summary with all the views so you can know how many people visualized your form, but how many started replying and how many submitted. You also can see the completion rate and the time to complete the form. On page plans, you get even more information. You can also leverage AI to help you analyze all the data you're collecting with your forms, but that's also available on a premium plan. On the summary view, you can see all the responses you're receiving for each question, and you can also click here to generate a report. If you need to visualize all the answers, you can click on the Responses tab, and here you will see all the fields on a table view. You can collapse rows, change table settings to show or hide specific fields, search for specific answers using keywords, or even download all the responses. In my opinion, Typeform gives you a little bit more of flexibility to analyze your data. But tell me, which one did you like the most? Now let's talk about some key features of Google Forms and Typeform as well. Google Forms will allow you to seamlessly integrate with Google Sheets because it's part of the Google Workspace suite, so you can use it natively. There is a cool feature here that when people are logged in with their Gmail accounts, it will automatically get this information for you. So if you click here on Send, you can choose to get this verified, and once people respond to this form using their Google account, you don't have to get their email address, so you don't have to create an actual email field. In terms of fields available, it's very straightforward. All you have to do is to click this plus button to add new questions. You can also import questions, uploading files or from other forms. You can add titles and descriptions to break the form flow and add extra information or guidance for the person replying to this form. You can also add images in multiple ways, add YouTube videos on your form as well if needed. In terms of fields, you get all the basic fields you would need on a common form builder. You have the short answer, the paragraph, multiple choice options, checkboxes, drop-downs, file uploader. You even have some more fancy ones like the linear scale, the rating with stars, multiple choice grid, a checkbox grid, and also a date and time picker. But that's it. Those are all the fields you will get. Typeform is gonna offer a lot more features like conditional logic, calculations, variables, file uploader, payment collection, and much more. Once we click here to add content, we can see the wide variety of fields it offers. You can collect contact information as a grouped field with all the information in one single item, or you can build this individually, collecting email, phone number, address, or website in a separate way. It also has text and video fields. It also has a bunch of different fields for multiple choice items, drop-downs, picture choice, which is not available on Google Forms. You also have this yes or no and legal field. Rating and ranking as well is a new category that is not available on Google Forms. So you have Net Promoter Score, opinion scale. Some may be similar to what you'll find on Google Forms, but of course, in terms of how it looks, it will be completely different. And also here on Typeform, you can customize this to your specific design, which is not available on Google Forms. You also have the welcome and end screen and also a redirect to URL options. So in case you want to create a form and after the form is submitted, you want to send a person to a specific page or URL, you can also choose this option. And you have multi-question page, question groups, statements, and also a partial submit point to store information on a given step of the form, so you don't lose all the data collected if the person stops submitting the information. This is a premium feature. There are, of course, a couple of fields that will only be available on premium plans, so have that in mind. You can also leverage AI to help with the answers and make the answers more clear when people are replying to the form. You can add video as well, payment, that is a file uploader, and you can even connect this directly with Google Drive. There is also a Calendly integration that will allow you to build forms that can give the person replying to the form the ability to book a time with you or schedule a meeting at your business, an appointment. So you have a lot of flexibility here to build custom types of forms with this integration as well. So far, we've seen that Typeform has a bunch more features, but do you really need all the extra features for your specific use case? Well, that really depends on the types of forms you want to build and what your business will require. Let me know in the comment section down below which one seems to be the best alternative for you. As you can see, choosing between Google Forms and Typeform really depends on your usage and preference. Google Forms is perfect for those seeking a free option that is very straightforward, simple to use, simple to learn, and that won't require a lot of customization. It's also a good option if you're already paying for Google Workspace and if you want to integrate your forms with other tools available inside the Google Workspace. Now, Typeform is ideal for businesses that prioritize design and user engagement because it offers advanced and premium features, of course, that comes with a premium price. Now, my friend, if you want to keep learning more about tech and automation, we have a lot more content here for you on this very same channel. So make sure to keep watching more videos here and I catch you on the next one. Let's automate your business.